What's up everyone, this is Tony with JRNYcrypto. In this video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Ethereum merge, which is coming very soon. We already have the price of Ethereum rising. The entire crypto space is doing pretty well right now also, so I do want to talk about that. A lot of people speculating where the price of Ethereum will land before this major update. This is the biggest update to Ethereum since its launch, switching from proof of work to proof of stake. This is going to be huge for the entire crypto space, in my opinion. It doesn't reduce the Ethereum gas fees yet, but this is the first major step towards doing that. Huge transition here. It also has some other major benefits to this. It's not just about reducing the Ethereum gas fees. So I do want to talk about that major update, some other major news also, and just talk about crypto in general. All right, everyone. So things are definitely looking up in the crypto market. We do have Bitcoin above 24,000 again, Ethereum approaching $2,000. We did bottom out around $800 Ethereum. Pretty crazy how quickly that recovered, over a 2x now if you did pick up that bottom. This is why I'm always talking about dollar cost averaging, having that entry and exit strategy, because you have no idea when the bottom is going to hit. It's probably when it does hit is when there's going to be mass panic that it's going to drop another 50% or more. And that's usually when we hit a peak in the crypto market too, when everyone's talking about another 5 to 10x. For instance, when Bitcoin was over $50,000, people were talking about a $500,000 Bitcoin, even more. So lots of greed in the markets is what helps drive it to those massive heights. Of course, that's not sustainable, especially once you start getting bad news. Right now, I do think we had a lot of fear priced into the markets. We are getting some good news now, which is why things are skyrocketing so quickly. So we are approaching that Ethereum merge to Ethereum 2. And that's going to be the transition from proof of work to proof of stake. A huge transition. This is a huge piece of history in the crypto space. Massive thing happening in September. So the price of Ethereum is rising leading up to that. I do want to talk about that. There's some speculation. There's some other good things going on in the markets also. Lots of fear in the markets though still as well, which is why I think it is taking a little bit longer for things to really pick back up here. But we do have to keep in mind regulations are still on the horizon. New crypto tax laws. Once all of that gets ironed out and that's cleared, I really think that's when the floodgates are going to open. So I do think it's going to be a roller coaster until then. But regardless, there's great opportunity with that if you know what you're doing. Taking small profits on the way up and buying on the way down is what I do for better success in the long term. And I have a very long-term strategy here. So just because things are looking up in the crypto markets and we have the Ethereum merge coming up and other good things happening, doesn't mean we're out of the clear and going to have a straight moonshot back up to previous all-time highs. I do think it's going to be a roller coaster, like I stated, until regulations are in place, until a lot of this fear clears up, not only with the crypto markets, but the world economy, with war, with other factors also. So many things that do come into play here, not just technical analysis. So we do have to consider that, and you should look at many different factors here, not just technical analysis, not just news. So I do want to talk about crypto global market cap here real quick. We do have a pretty solid bounce here, as you guys can see. But if we look at the last bull market too, we did have a solid bounce there, a 50% rise in crypto global market cap where it peaked. So you do have to keep that in mind. This could be a fake out, bull trap, dead cat bounce. Which is why it takes small profits on the way up like this, and then if things do drop, I buy back in and just increase my position. But I don't think we're going to have an extended bear market like we did last time, 3 to 4 years here. There's too much mass adoption, too many things happening. Fundamentals are rising constantly, even with the prices changing. We do have to keep that in mind. So that is something good to consider. So another thing interesting here that I did want to point out is that China economy is struggling right now. There's a lot of speculation on this. Been seeing a lot of YouTube videos on this saying China economy is going to collapse and could have a chain reaction across the entire world, could cause war and other bad things. So lots of speculation on so many different things right now, which is why there's so much fear. People do not want to hold assets they think can collapse overnight. They'd rather hold fiat currency, even though they're guaranteed to be losing purchasing power on their fiat currency by holding it. They'd rather do that and lose a few percent than risk losing 50 to 90% or even more. So China's economy could be dragged down by loss of confidence in property sector. Lots of articles on this. China crisis wiped out 90 billion of developer market value. If we look at NFT and crypto search here in Google Trends, pretty interesting. We do have China on the top 5, and if you just do the NFT search, we can actually see that China is at the top here which is pretty interesting to me. I haven't heard of any NFTs related to China yet, but who knows what's going on with that. But that is interesting. Something I did want to point out as well. So overall, if we do look at the 5-year here on the NFT search, we can see we've just been on a downward slope for general NFT interest here. We did peak out. Things just got way too bullish way too quick here. As you guys can see, this was like the first real bull run we've had for NFTs. That did peak end of January and really started picking up around the beginning of last July here, where it did bottom. So current interest is actually around double right now than where it was last July. So that is good to look at. I do think things will recover for both crypto and NFTs. There's going to be waves like this multiple times per year even. We have no idea how things are going to go. There's so many factors playing into this, but NFTs are growing quickly. So many new advancements coming to the space. So many big companies and stuff getting involved also with both crypto and NFTs. So jumping into the Ethereum merge, I do want to talk about this. Coming sooner, ETH devs move up the date for the merge. So this is great. We finally have the merge coming, which is something we've been waiting for a very long time. This has been delayed for years. There is other phases to come for Ethereum 2, which they're not calling it anymore. They want to just call it Ethereum. So this transition, they're calling it the merge because this is the transition from proof of work to proof of stake. You will be able to stake your Ethereum, earn passive income paid in ETH on that, which I'm going to be setting up a large amount with this. And this does have other benefits as well. One major thing here that I did want to point out, after the merge, the Ethereum network's energy consumption is expected to go down by more than 99.99%. That is massive. The major problem with Bitcoin, which is why Tesla stopped accepting Bitcoin as payment, is because of that energy consumption problem. And Elon Musk did state that once clean energy is over 50% for Bitcoin mining, he would accept Bitcoin as payment again for Tesla, but he hasn't done that yet. It is said we're over that 50% mark. Still no word on that. And we did actually have Elon Musk and Tesla sell a pretty large chunk of their Bitcoin for business reasons, which they did say they would buy back eventually, but we'll see what happens with that if they ever do accept Bitcoin as payment again. But he did state back then that they would accept other cryptocurrencies as payment. So it's very possible and likely that he accepts both Ethereum and Dogecoin as payment for Tesla products very soon, which would be very interesting, especially since this energy consumption is being reduced by 99.99%, pretty massive in my opinion. And he has stated that Ethereum was one of those being considered. I do think institutional adoption will pick up because of this move as well. Previously, institutions pretty much only buying Bitcoin, besides select few, like Cathie Wood did acquire a large amount of Ethereum alongside Bitcoin. I do think that will become the norm, is seeing institutions buying large amounts of Ethereum and Bitcoin, not just Bitcoin anymore, especially with this transition, depending on how things go. Especially once we get to sharding, which is another phase to come, which will greatly reduce Ethereum gas fees. I think Vitalik said it would reduce gas fees as low as 0.002 cents per transaction, if I remember correctly, but that is supposed to really effectively reduce those gas fees and remove a lot of the bulk transaction on the network. So a lot of people are talking and speculating on the Ethereum merge and what's going to happen to the price. Is it foolish to expect a massive Ethereum price surge pre and post merge? So this is just an article going over this. ETH one-day price index, as you can see, on a steady incline here, with the confirmation that the Ethereum merge is actually happening now. It has a set date, which is great. Ethereum has bounced off the low of $800. People were saying it's going to go as low as $300 to $500, and now it is approaching $2,000 again, which is great to see. So that Ethereum merge is happening in September 15th or 16th to be exact. So I think what we're most likely to see happen here with the price of Ethereum is what we see with most major launches and major updates in the crypto space, and that's people buying the rumor and then selling the news. So in this instance, the rumor is that Ethereum merge is going to happen on September 15th or 16th. With that, people are buying, as we can see here, and accumulating and staking. And then likely people are going to start taking profits around that date when it actually happens. This usually happens a couple days before, and then we'll really start seeing it drop off and have a big correction the following few days to few weeks. Of course, we did expect this for the Ethereum London hard fork as well, which was phase 0 of Ethereum 2. And that actually did hold up pretty strong, which was interesting. Of course, that was more in the bull market also. So things can go much different this time around. But something we have to keep in mind is people are locking up more and more Ethereum in staking, taking that out of circulation, out of the supply. And depending on the amount of demand we get, supply and demand, price could continue rising quite well leading up to this actual merge. If we actually check out staking rewards here, this is an interesting site. You can get more information on cryptos that you can stake, what percentages you can generally get. So Ethereum here, we can see the reward is around 4%, 4 to 5% I think is around average. Staking market cap is 25 billion. Staking ratio is only 10% right now, so that's pretty interesting. Also, if you look at Solana and Cardano, it is at 75% and 70%. Avalanche is 65%. BNB is 83%. So people are staking here to earn passive income paid out in these cryptos. And I do think this is going to have a massive surge for Ethereum once the merge is actually complete. Especially as we lead up to other phases of Ethereum 2, like sharding, where Ethereum gas fees are going to be going down. This percentage should only be going up. I'd expect it to be up over 50% around mid 2023. So you have to keep that in mind. 40% more of the Ethereum in circulation being locked up. That's pretty huge, especially anytime there's a huge surge of demand for Ethereum coins and there's way less supply on the markets. That only means price can surge much easier. So I am pretty bullish on Ethereum for that reason going into the next bull market. Anytime massive demand starts picking up again, it does have the most utility in the crypto space right now. And I do think it does have the potential to flip Bitcoin eventually. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but I do think that's actually going to be a very important day for the crypto space also. So other massive news we did have in the crypto space, which I really think helped pick things up in the markets, is BlackRock announcing the launch of a new private spot Bitcoin trust, as well as the huge partnership with Coinbase, which actually did skyrocket the price of Coinbase stock. So this is huge. BlackRock manages trillions of dollars, and if just a small percent of that goes into Bitcoin and crypto, that is huge, not only for cryptocurrency, but it will help pick up adoption from other institutions as well. So this is definitely some great news here. And then interesting post that Coin Bureau did that I agree with, that I think is interesting. Maybe some good news that could be coming on the horizon. So he said, let me get this straight. BlackRock is allowed to offer its clients spot Bitcoin exposure through a private fund, but the SEC won't approve a spot ETF for retail. I suppose retail investors are too clumsy to make adult decisions, not like those uber smart rich folks. This is so true, and I do think we do need a retail spot Bitcoin ETF very soon, and I do think that's very likely to happen before the end of 2023. Who knows, it could happen by the end of this year even. We do have multiple companies pushing for this. This would be even bigger than BlackRock getting involved, in my opinion, and I do think this is really going to help with institutional adoption. So that's big, and I do think that does show that is on the horizon. So that is something to keep in mind. We also have some other interesting news. Russia plans to roll out digital ruble across all banks in 2024. All countries are looking into making their fiat currencies digital, and they're using the blockchain to do so. Most countries are obviously going to be doing stable coins to their current fiat currency, not adopting a cryptocurrency, but it would be pretty interesting to see a country fully adopt an actual cryptocurrency that has a hard cap, or even if it was inflationary in some way. It would be very interesting to see how that price would fluctuate and how it would do on the open markets. So $29,000 Bitcoin is closer than you might expect, according to derivatives data. So lots of bullish articles coming out lately. A lot of fear, though, in the markets also. There's no way to know exactly where things are headed. Like I said, I'm expecting things to be a roller coaster in the short term until regulations are really cleared up. And that's when the floodgates will open to institutional mass adoption. and retail adoption also. And in the meanwhile, everyone's building, and things are only getting better in the space. Things are becoming more accessible. More major platforms are getting involved and improving their platforms, like PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, all being involved, and PayPal going pretty heavy on that. So as long as nothing really bad happens, I do think it's very possible Ethereum tests $2,500 to $2,800 before the Ethereum merge. I do think it will have a correction during the merge and shortly after. But the thing you have to keep in mind is people are locking up more and more Ethereum now for staking. And if that 10% goes up to 50% to even 70% like Cardano and Solana, that's when you're going to be getting a supply shock on Ethereum, especially with future major updates that are coming. And just institutions buying into Ethereum. If we get news that some institution buys a few $1 billion worth of Ethereum, and then retail FOMOs on top of that, that's when you're going to get that huge price surge. So we do have to keep that in mind. These things are possible at any time, even before these regulations come into place. Anything can happen going forward, which is why I have this entry and exit strategy and long-term strategy overall, because no one's going to predict this 100% accurately. If we could, we would have all sold at the peak and bought Ethereum at 800 and just rode it out. So we do have to keep that in mind. Having those good entry and exit strategies in place is how we can be more successful in the long term. And keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. You should always do your own research and make your own decisions. I'm just giving you guys my strategies and stuff. So that's about it for this update. I am trying to do videos more regularly again. We just hired a bunch of people. We're getting them trained right now, and I will have some more free time, so I'm really looking forward to getting back to these videos. If you guys want more updates on Journey Club, you can actually subscribe to the Journey Club YouTube channel, and I'm going to be doing some videos on there also, going over stuff that we're doing. I did a video about a month ago on burning Zolo keys and stuff that's coming with Planet Zolo. We actually do have a new mint coming up for Journey Club, and that's the Multiverse box. This is going to be a item that you can claim in multiple metaverse platforms, and it's going to be pretty awesome in my opinion. It will have rarity. You will get one free claim of a Journey multiverse box per Journey Pass that you hold. Some more info coming up on that. There will be no surprise mints, especially with all the scams and stuff going on. So be sure to join our Discord if you want more updates. The announcement channel will have all the info you need. Always double check your sources and everything. But we do have a lot of major stuff coming up, including a rebranding of Journey Club, new logo and stuff. We have a big company handling this that will be announced very soon. And we do have a lot of other major developments also, like the profile pic that will be tied to the pass. So kind of like 2 NFTs in one. More info will come on that also. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it useful. I hope you guys are all doing good out there and haven't been too discouraged by how the markets are. If you're still around, bear markets are the best time to be in crypto. Honestly, that's where I got my best deals, and I wish I could go back and accumulate more during that last bear market. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.